You're going to run into the problem sometimes that Code Interpreter tries to analyze text by writing Python code to do the analysis. And whenever this happens, it's completely missing the power of GPT-4. Whenever you're going to analyze text, you're going to try to reason about what is inside of text, you really want GPT-4 doing that work and not Python. And I'm going to show you a pattern to help you overcome this challenge. Basically, the pattern is when you have a text where you want GPT-4 to do it by looking at the text itself, you're going to say do it manually. You're going to tell it to do it manually, or you can tell it to do it without Python, but it's essentially the manual pattern. So this indicates to GPT-4 that it shouldn't do it with Python. This is really important. It shouldn't write another tool to do it. So I'm going to show you an example of what an error looks like when it starts doing this, kind of give you some clues that you can look for that it's making a mistake. So here is an example where I've uploaded a transcript for one of these videos, and I'm having it go and analyze it to look for key themes and topics. So it says, now that we have an understanding of the content, let's move to step 2, identifying key points and themes. Given the nature of the task, it requires human understanding and interpretation and can't be fully automated. However, I can use simple text analysis to help identify frequently occurring words or phrases. This is exactly what we do not want it to do, is try to do simple text analysis. We want the powerful text analysis that's in GPT-4, not some Python code that it's going to write. And what we see is it starts giving us errors. Whenever you see these types of errors, these should clue you in that it's trying to do the wrong thing. So in this case, it says, I apologize for the error. It seems I attempted to use the natural language toolkit. That's something in Python that you would use in Python programs. It's not GPT-4. Given this constraint, let's change our strategy a bit. I'll use simple Python code to manually tokenize the transcript and identify frequently occurring words. So it's telling us right here, I'm using Python to try to read the text and do something with it, which is not what we want. And then what we see is a really sort of poor analysis of the text. So it says, oh, there was going was mentioned, go, document, travel, policy, us, all of these things, all of these words that are really unhelpful in analyzing the transcript. Now let's see what the difference is when we use this manual pattern. So I give it the same transcript, but this time I say manually identify key points and themes in this transcript. And that clues in GPT-4 that it itself is supposed to analyze it. It's not supposed to write Python code. Now another way you can say this is you can say, do it without Python. That's another one. Or sometimes you need to combine both, like manually identify key points and themes in this transcript without using Python. And Python is the programming language it uses to write tools. So if you put those together, you're trying to signal to it, don't write Python code for this task, do it yourself. And it says certainly, and it does write some Python code, but not to do the text analysis. It does it just to read the transcript into memory or into the conversation. And this is the difference. You can see the difference. Key points and themes, introduction to the task, demonstration of ChatGPT and Code Interpreter, capabilities and benefits, real-world applications, reflection on the advanced technology, emphasis on accessibility, and it talks about all the points related to that. It's summarized it, it's read the transcript, it's dissected it into an interesting sort of key points and themes. Compare that to what we get when it tries to do it with Python, where we get this really like primitive analysis of it that's not at all the same thing. The difference is sometimes it will do the right thing, but when it doesn't, we need to tell it to manually identify or do it without Python, or manually identify or manually summarize or manually outline without Python. These are key phrases that will help you overcome this challenge of when it starts trying to go and use Python code. Now, sometimes if you get into a conversation and it's already tried writing Python, you may not be able to get it out of doing that. You may have to start over a new conversation and this time specify from the beginning that you want it to do this task manually, but manually, identify, manually summarize, manually, outline. Don't use Python. Those are helpful terms you can use to get out of this trap where it tries to use Python code to do simple textual analysis, which is not what we want. We want GPT-4 reading text and writing text.